Hello, this is VerticalSandwich, and welcome back to Let's 100% Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and we are on Paramedic mission level 10, which means that we're 3 videos away from freedom and more plot advancement, which is a good thing, because this is exhausting. So this will be our first 4-trip mission, which, again, is blowing these videos up to the point where they're going to be one Paramedic mission apiece. I love that I just passed a guy, in an accident in my ambulance, and there was nothing I could do because he's not on the map. He's not our problem. I don't think real paramedics act that way, do they? Maybe they do. Maybe if they're responding to a call and they pass an accident scene, maybe they're not allowed to stop. I don't know. It'd be interesting to know. So anyway, I think that since the last video was not this is the video that has the craziest spawn point I've ever seen in this game, for this location. Luckily this was a good level. It started us, it gave us 62 seconds for every patient, which is fantastic. You can't really ask for more than that. I think there's only one level higher than that. Sometimes they'll give you 72 seconds. Maybe they'll give you 78. That might be the highest, if that exists. I'm not personally all that sure. I don't. For a guy who fancies himself an expert enough to give you his opinion on everything in the game, I really probably have not done my research as well. Originally my plan, instead of doing this, was that I was going to clean this island out of hidden packages, and we're not going to be doing that for a while. We're going to clear out some Diaz stuff when we're done with this, and maybe do some RC missions, I don't know. But because I've cleared out Cortez and Avery at this point, so I don't really have a lot of options. We may do Waste the Wife too. I practiced that the other day, and it's rougher than I remember it being. Both times I did it, I had to switch cars halfway through the mission, which isn't very convenient. I suppose we have a bulletproof car we could try. So at least we're to the point in these missions where we're making some real money, and you're gonna see a lot more people at this level. You're gonna see a lot more people on the beach. It's kind of like the pizza missions, that when you get to the point that they're generating 10 people, 11 people, 12 people per mission, the majority of them are going to be on the beach. And at this point, we've already rescued like 40 people, so we've seen a lot of the spawn points that are going to recur, which is a good thing. You know, surprise is not our friend during this section of the game. The main drag down the beach is the one place where you probably can just open up the acceleration on the ambulance. Okay. So right here, this is the worst case scenario for picking up a patient. This person spawned next to the lighthouse. I've never seen this before. And you gotta watch, because again, the map doesn't, some of these gray areas on the map actually do have water in them. But I came over here thinking that the person was going to be right here on this boardwalk, and they're not. They're at the very end of the boardwalk. You can see them flashing. But I had to really edge in here, and the problem was that there was almost no place to back up. So, like I said, I got him in the front seat, which is good, but then I try to back up and it almost flips the ambulance. Look at that. This is the nightmare scenario of the ambulance missions, is having to go over these hills, because this area is really hilly, and these hills will roll you in a second. And I tried to follow the path as far back out as I could. But again, this path goes over water eventually, and you can't drive that. There's gonna be you're gonna run over somebody. That's gonna be a problem if you do that. So you have to just keep straight lines in this and go as slow as possible. Because eventually you're gonna go over this, and this is terrifying. If you go over that at too much of an angle, you're gonna flip the ambulance. I was perfectly thrilled that when I got off this beach here. this is the level I was talking about. Is this level 10 was, I thought it was level 9 when I started commentating on these videos, but this level 10 is as bad as it gets. And if you got a scenario like I got for level 10, where you were getting 28 seconds for every patient, you might have to hang it up. That person ate a lot of time, and it was a lot of time on an out-of-the-way trip where I really couldn't pick anybody up. And those are the kind of things that are just gonna, are that they're just the nightmare scenarios that will ruin this kind of run for you. And there's nothing you can do about that. The game is random and it's spawning. Like I said, I was lucky to get 62 cents per patient. You can see I'm up to 5 minutes, which is all the time in the world in the paramedic missions. I mean, you can get to any one patient and back in 5 minutes, no matter where they are. You could probably get a patient out at, like, you could probably get a patient out from around the Northern Mall or off of Prawn Island from here, in that amount of time. That's never, I mean, in my experience, time is the least of your problems with these missions. It's the crazy drivers and all this other stuff. So, I gotta tell you, I was more than thrilled with the fact that this took me 2 tries. I actually did these missions on a night where I couldn't sleep. I thought I'd try the paramedic missions because I wanted to get them out of the way. And if it had probably taken more than 2 tries, you'd probably be watching me collect hidden packages right now. So, which is another regrettable thing that we're gonna have to do, just all kinds of boring. But you'll get to watch me fail miserably at Phenom Pink or whatever it's called, the second Diaz mission, because I've been practicing that, and both times I tried it, I failed it, and I just got to get lucky. I'm just going to have to record it over and over until I get it. So yeah, so this is a regrettable kind of frustrating nightmare that the game makes you go through. But you can, you'll learn other strategies as well. Like if you're getting decent time for the patients, you know, you can pick up a good 2 minutes making a run to the beach and just picking up 3 people in the middle of the beach. And when you've got patients in hard positions, especially like on a level 10 or a level 7, where you've got 1 extra patient at the end, it's good to pick up your easy patients, bank your time, and then be incredibly careful and slow about your last patient. You won't have to hurry if you get your last patient with 2 minutes left on the clock. You can make it back to the hospital. That's there's nowhere people spawn, but that's not the case. 2 minutes is a world of time in the ambulance missions. This is again another case, and I know I emphasize this with the Pizza Boy missions, and I'm going to sound like a broken record, but this is another case where you just got to be level-headed and realize that the worst thing that can happen is that you can fail the missions, and try to just do what you're comfortable with and keep a steady and solid pace. Again, I'm no expert at this game. I'm not the greatest driver I've ever seen. This is not the fastest set of paramedic missions I've ever seen. It doesn't hurt. It never hurts to stay within your zone of kind of familiarity. And again, don't treat the ambulance like it's made out of eggshells. The ambulance is a tough vehicle. It's it takes a lot of abuse. You'll see, I mean, I run over tons of stuff. I haven't even dropped the door off the back of this ambulance yet. And believe it or not, some people drop the doors off the back of their ambulance on purpose to do this mission. Why anybody would inflict damage on their ambulance before they started these missions on purpose, I have no idea. But some people do. I guess they think it saves time. I don't really. Somebody, okay. I can't feel a damn thing in my neck. That's bad. I got hit by a car once on a bicycle, and ended up spending 4 hours on a backboard. It's not a pleasant experience. And the ambulance workers seemed really clueless, which was really, really kind of bad when they were asking me questions and like then spending a lot of time being silent, and I couldn't look at them. Like they could have been just looking up in the book. Like things that they needed to ask me and what their answers were. I shouldn't say that actually, because I healed very nicely and they took great care of me. So, yeah, I definitely would not have wanted me as my ambulance driver. This is not the ambulance I would have liked to have taken me to the hospital. I also don't think ambulances routinely pick up 3 people at a time, or let blood spill out of the back of them. If you watch this ambulance, every time you have a patient in it, it's spilling blood out of the back, which is just not encouraging. It really makes you wonder about the people that you save for last that have to stand there waiting for you through, 11 other pickups. Okay, this video is over now. Thank you for watching, and you take care, and I'll see you for level 11.